Ah, traffic. Such a delight, filled with never-ending possibilities. So much freedom. So relaxing. Look at that astonishing scenery. Well, that's all said and good. Until, of course, this happens. Odds are that you don't want to be sitting in any of these cars. Here, let me show you a simple graph that sums up the entire problem. More cars on the road means more traffic, so longer wait time. The solution is simple. Have less cars on the road. Easy, no? But what could possibly solve this disaster? Wait a minute. I am starting to see something here. Why is almost everyone alone in their car? What if people share the car more often? This would probably lower the amount of cars significantly. To start off, we have to look at what we already have. Maybe streetlights? They are literally everywhere. What if cars could communicate via streetlights? This could be possible in the future with Wi-Fi, no? Let me introduce you to John. Let's say John wants to go from Brussels to Antwerp, but public transportation is yet again on a strike. So what does John do? It is very easy actually. John walks up to a nearby streetlight with Wi-Fi connectivity. He opens an application that lets him communicate with this light. In the app, John will be able to choose his destination. This information will be sent to all the nearby cars via Wi-Fi. The car knows where the driver is going because of the integrated GPS system. If this destination is close to John's destination, the driver will get a notification on his dashboard telling him that John is nearby and could join the ride. John automatically pays a small fee to the driver and just rides along. Of course, there is a possibility that John was very rude during the drive. Because of this, a star system could be implemented where you can rate your driver and rate your passenger. This way, you know who you can let in your car or not. We made a little setup using 2 Arduino Uno and 2 Wi-Fi transceivers. It is basically a bare-bone version of what I already explained. The aluminum frame is functioning as a street light, and the LCD is a display of the phone. On the receiving end, aka the car, we have another Arduino Uno with a Wi-Fi transceiver. An LCD is used to display the message that was sent. I hope your creativity got the best of you after watching this video. Have fun creating!
When you want to park your car at an underground parking, a common problem is that you have to find a place. But that's easier said than done. Nowadays, there are already some solutions for this problem. One of those is a parking with indicators at the front of the parking spot. They use a red color to indicate an occupied place and a green one to show that there is a free spot.
To fix this problem, we have invented another solution with the help of Li-Fi. For this project, we have made a main car with a Li-Fi module, an OLED screen and an Arduino inside. We also have made a test car to occupy a place.
Last but not least, we have the working underground parking with some Li-Fi modules and an Arduino. The floor plan was cut with a laser cutter in wood.
When a car comes to the entrance, a signal will be sent to the central Arduino.
This central Arduino will check if there are some free places and he will send one specific place to the driver.
The driver will be able to see a floor plan and an arrow at his dashboard.
If the car is at his destination, the central Arduino will detect this, so he will know that the place is occupied.
The car will also start to send a checkout signal. This signal will be only recognized by the entrance.
If the entrance detects the checkout signal of that specific parking spot, the spot will be considered empty. At the end, everyone will be able to find a parking spot quickly and we will get rid of frustrated drivers.
Our names are Thomas, William and Reinhard. We are a group of aspiring engineers from GTSM, Berchem in Belgium. For our project we had to think of a problem we could solve using Li-Fi. We chose to try and solve the problem of blind spots on the crossroads. We did this by making sure any cyclists are noticed by having Li-Fi receivers on the traffic lights and having those recognize the bike's front lights. Once a cyclist is detected by the Li-Fi sender, it will send a signal to warn the car's drivers that there is a cyclist around. Of course, there aren't only cyclists on our crossroads, there's also the problem of pedestrians not being seen in time. So we needed to find a way to detect them as well. To do this, we decided to use 4 ultrasonic sensors to detect any pedestrians trying to use the crosswalk. The sensors will each be in pairs at the opposite sides of the crosswalk while in a 30-degree angle to ensure any and all pedestrians are detected while it doesn't pick up most litter and leaves, which could potentially lead to false signals otherwise. This way, they also detect pedestrians walking in the middle of the crosswalk, since the signals will most likely not go over their heads at this angle. I say most likely, since it might not detect them if they are a really small child. This situation should almost never occur, since children that size will almost always be escorted by a parent. When a pedestrian gets detected by the sensors, they will send a signal to the Li-Fi transceivers, which then sends a signal via light to any approaching cars. To ensure the light will hit the receiver on the correct angle, we will use any available traffic lights as senders for the signal, and if there are none, we'll put the sender at a couple meters height on a nearby pole or even a building if needed. This Li-Fi signal will tell the car there is currently someone using the crosswalk to, for example, its right. This way we should be able to drastically reduce the amount of accidents that happen because of blind spots at crossroads. Thank you for your attention.
We used the concept of Li-Fi to build our prototype of speed camera. The difference between a normal speed camera and ours is that the driver receives a message on the car's display. This way the driver knows immediately that he drove too fast or that he drove between the limits. If the driver is speeding, he can see how much he has to pay. Here you can see our prototype. When a car passes by, the signal will be blocked and the first receiver will start counting. The same thing happens with the other. Then the two receivers communicate with each other, then calculate the speed of the car. After that, they send this information to the display by Li-Fi. First, we were going to demonstrate the situation when a car drives too fast. Now you can see what will happen if the driver sticks to the speed limits.
Hi, my name is Peter Coppens and I choose the topic Wi-Fi and traffic for the B-Photonics Challenger Cup. My problem is solved with two systems, a transmitter and a receiver. The transmitter is a LED that is controlled by the Arduino. The Arduino receives the text file and converts each character into a byte by using the ASCII table. When the Arduino sees a 1 in the line of bits, it turns the LED on. When it sees a 0, it turns the LED off. Every bit needs 2 milliseconds to turn the LED on or off, and every character consists of 8 bits. So the system requires 16 milliseconds to send a single character, and the Arduino can send 62 characters each second. The receiver is a second Arduino with 4 phototransistors. The Arduino measures the voltage over each phototransistor during the first 5 seconds. This allows the Arduino to distinguish the light signal from the ambient light and calculate an average value and set this as a reference. Then the Arduino will continue to measure the light intensity and compare this to the reference value. With this information, the Arduino can decide whether it should note a 1 or a 0. The Arduino keeps adding 1s and 0s to a long line and then cuts the line into groups of 8 bits or a byte. So the Arduino can convert each byte into a character using the ASCII table. On these photos, you can see the 4 phototransistors that are placed in every corner of a window of the truck. The benefits of this example are the following. The transmitter can be implemented in existing traffic light fixtures, such as street lights or traffic lights.
Traffic, a thing that all the world is currently struggling with. Accident and traffic jams, you name it. We've all been there. We wanted to find a solution. We wanted to find something that will warn people on the road. We went to Makerspace and started developing our own project, merging a sensor into traffic. It works as follows. When a car is on the road and passes a traffic light, the sensor will pick up that the car has been there. If the car passes the next traffic light, nothing happens, but if the car doesn't pass the next traffic light, something is wrong and the alarm lights will turn on to warn other people that something has happened there. Trace, a traffic sensor for better safety on the roads.
Have you ever had the feeling when you leave your house and wonder if you closed your front door or put out your stove? Well, for most people these things have become a habit, so we'll often find ourselves wondering if we did do them. With our smart lamp you don't have to worry about that anymore.
We used two Wemos D1 Mini which connect through Wi-Fi so we could create a wireless lamp that you can put in your car or anywhere in your house. One of the Wemos is connected to the door, which will send a negative signal to the other when the door is closed, so there will be no light. But as soon as you open the door, the signal will be positive and the lamp will light up. Additionally, we want to make a keychain which has the same functions as our lamp, so it is more convenient. And maybe we'll add some features, like where you put out your stove or turn out your lights at home.
Great. The party was great last night.
Yeah, indeed. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but my ears, they hurt when I came home and I went to bed and I couldn't sleep at all.
There was so sound in it, so a sort of beep or something like that.
You had it too?
Yeah, it was so strange.
Yeah, I wish we could do something.
Maybe we should make something that visualize the sound.
Yeah, great idea. Should we do it?
And because it is always dark on parties, we can do something with light or something.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Are you tired of getting up at night to calm your baby because he or she is crying? Well, we may have a solution to solve that problem. We made a baby mobile to calm your baby by itself. How does that work? The mobile starts when it catches a crying sound of your baby that will display different colors. The colors we chose are scientifically proven calming lights. Underneath the mobile, there's a figure who will slowly move and to distract your baby and help it fall back to sleep. This new baby mobile will restore your night rest so you can sleep all night long.
Hello everyone, we are participating in the B-Photonics Challenger Cup from B-Phot Brussels Photonics. We chose to work with holograms. We made several of them and used our two best in our official project, which is based around the question, how can we use holograms in a game? We chose the subject because we think it could be a great way for children to get to know the world of photonics, more specifically the world of holography.
In our game, you have to answer questions to test your basic knowledge. On this side, the answer will always be wrong, and on this side, the answer will always be right. For example, here's a riddle. This answer is wrong, and this answer is right. So when you push this button, the hologram with the wrong code is illuminated. And when you push this button, the hologram with the right code is illuminated, and with this code you can open the treasure chest, which holds a surprise. When you put the code into the lock, you can open up the chest and you can help yourself to an Easter egg. Now I will explain how everything works. The lamps inside of the boxes are connected to a buzzer by wiring. At first we wanted to use batteries, but then we decided that we will use electricity from the electricity network.
Hello, we are last year students at the VGS College in Hasselt. We made a solar oven for the B-Photonics Challenger Cup, and in this video we'll briefly explain the construction. The base of our solar oven is a wooden box, and we used a 2 cm thick isolation on the inside so that the heat remained concentrated in the box. As this isolation is not heat resistant, we placed a drywall against it. This is heat resistant and can also retain the heat in the box. On the bottom we placed a steel tray, and we did this with the reason that steel is a good conductor and can take very high temperatures.
On this tray we placed a stand in front of our biscuit consisting of a zinc-plated iron plate with 4 screws in the outermost holes. As these screws were made of steel, they also easily conducted heat. On the top of the box we placed a lens. This makes sure that a focal point is created. From our calculations we knew that the focal point was at 10.3 centimeters. Since the bottom of the box was much lower than 10.3 centimeters, we made a platform. The focus is on this platform. This will cause the plate to heat up quickly and give off heat.
In order to get as much sunshine as possible in our solar oven, we installed wooden plates on the sides of the box with mirrors glued on them. We have chosen for mirrors so that we can get the most reflection from the sun's radiation. We tested the angle of the sloping wooden plates during the experience itself. Finally, we painted the entire inside black. Black is a color that absorbs heat, allowing us to obtain higher temperatures in our oven. We have also added a thermometer so that we can read the temperature, and 2 handles so that we can easily move our solar oven.
During our experiment, the oven had a starting temperature between 30 and 40 degrees. While the cookie was in the oven, we saw that the temperature rose to about 75 degrees. The cookie had become a bit firmer and also darker in color. However, that was not good enough to serve it. From this, we can conclude that the solar oven works, but not yet perfectly. We would like to thank the people of VUB, and in particular Tine de Pauw, for her critical view and good tips. Without the budget, we would never have been able to achieve this.
Hello everyone, this is Arco, this is Mathis and I'm Sen, and we are Belgium students from the Koninklijk Atheneum Halle, and we will present our science project to you.
Belgium is one of the heaviest light-polluted countries in the world, so we decided to make a smart version of our current street lights that produces less light pollution and consumes less energy. We call our project Smart Street Light.
Now we will shortly explain how our project works. When a car drives by, the distance sensor detects a difference in distance and will send a signal to the Arduino. The Arduino processes this information and sends a signal to the lamps to turn on. After a period of time, the lamps will turn off again. This principle makes sure that the lights are only on when necessary. We also used a green shade in our lights to ensure that nature isn't affected as much by the light. And lastly, we added a light sensor so that the lights will only turn on when it's dark.
For our demonstration, we'd like to take you inside because there is too much light outside.
This is an oversimplified version of our project. Here we have the distance sensor. When a car is close enough, it sends a signal to the Arduino, which will process this signal and make the light turn on. After a period of time, the light will turn back off. At the back here we added the light sensor.